Hey guys, Humble back again. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Google Pixel 6 after using it for over 2 months. I know it is at the beginning of the year and it's going to be an exciting time in terms of all the new phones that are potentially coming out. So far the Galaxy S21 FE have already been announced and that is set to be released on January 11th, and the Galaxy S22 series is coming right around the corner as well. So look forward to those. But now going back to this video and doing my review of the Pixel 6. So far the best part of this phone is the fact that it costs $600. Just looking at it in terms of 2022 flagship prices, it is pretty reasonable compared to the Galaxy S21. It is coming in at $800 and add another $100 beyond that. And the Ultra model, you're looking at over $1,000. That's pretty common. Same thing for the iPhone 13 series. If you want the Pro Max model, you're looking at well north over $1,000. So at $600 for a flagship phone, this is a game changer for Google, and they're definitely making a statement here. And I think $600 is a great entry point for a flagship phone. Camera, you're getting top of the line stuff. Can't really go wrong with Google, Apple, or Samsung. Battery life, I get well over 8 hours, which is more than enough for me for a typical work day. One of the days I actually had jury duty with this phone, so I'm pretty much on it the whole time from 8 a.m. in the morning until pretty much the end of the day at 5 p.m. when I was released. Had a little bit of juice left there. So pretty much continuous YouTube, web surfing, games. And I think 8 hours is more than sufficient. I mean, the iPhone 13 series definitely have even better battery, which will last you until the end of the day, not just the end of the workday. But for what it is, I think it is fair value. And on top of that, it has a 30-watt fast charging as well, so you can pretty much get another half day of use with just about 15 to 30 minutes of charging. I do like the new Google Tensor chip and all the fancy AI stuff they got going on there. One of my favorite features is just auto music detection. If you're walking around the store or just listening to some random music playing in the background, it just shows the song and title on your lock screen, which is pretty nice. And they do have the app that you can kind of pull up and see the history of every single song that you hear throughout your day. I think that's pretty neat. Android 12 is pretty nice on the Google Pixel 6. It's nice having the wallpaper and all the theme matching. Basically, if you change the wallpaper, all the icons change it by itself to kind of match that, which is nice. In the past, I know Samsung offered themes and everything like that you can download, but this just makes it a little bit more intuitive, because even with the Samsung theme, when you download certain icon pack, it looks a little bit weird. But this case, you're just changing the wallpaper and then everything else just matches the color. I think that's a pretty neat feature that Google integrated. And since it is a Google phone, you're going to get the latest and greatest updates as soon as it's available. Unlike some of the other manufacturers such as Samsung and everything like that, you have to wait a little bit for the newest software to be released even after it is announced by Google. I like how the phone is not really that slippery and pretty easy to hold even without a case. It is pretty well built. I actually dropped this phone a few times on hardwood floors, but didn't crack or anything like that. And you leave it on the table, due to the huge camera visor in the back, it is pretty even. Doesn't really rock if you care about that. So you have your phone laying flat on the table and you're using it that way. It shouldn't be an issue there. In terms of refresh rate, is about 90 Hz, which is more than enough. It has a 1080p display. I mean, it's not the super fast 120 Hz high refresh rate, but to be honest, the difference between 90 and 120 doesn't really make that much of a difference for me on a day-to-day basis if I'm just web surfing and playing some very basic games and watching YouTube. And some of the things I do not like about the phone is the Wi-Fi toggle. It's a little bit annoying. Once you go, you have to go to the internet tab and then click into it, then you have to click into it again. It's like a two-step process. I mean, when were you ever gonna need to turn off your 5G anyways? I feel like it doesn't happen that often, versus before you just tap on the Wi-Fi toggle and the Wi-Fi just turns off. I feel like now you're gonna have to take like 2 steps. A little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I don't like how the side of the phone, the buttons are very clicky. This is the volume rocker and the power button. I don't know, if you're using it in the middle of the night or something, it can sound obnoxiously loud. And I just wish the power button had like a different texture or feel, so you're not really looking at it or you're switching phones pretty often. Sometimes, yeah, like the S20, they got the power button on the bottom and the volume on top. This one is flip-flop. So if you're using a whole bunch of different phones, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. So you kind of have to look on the side, make sure you're pressing the right button. I do kind of like the visor in the back. It's like a nice cool look. One thing that I do notice is it does pick up a lot of dust around the visor area, and even around like the area where you talk on the phone as well. A lot of dust gets stuck in there and it's kind of hard to remove. A little bit of a design flaw, but hopefully they'll fix it over time. Doesn't impact the usability of the phone, but just in terms of being aesthetically pleasing and you're looking at it closely, there's a lot of weird dust and stuff that gets stuck into it. Probably need like a Q-tips or some kind of wipe to potentially get it off. The biggest downfall of this phone is definitely the fingerprint sensor. It is super slow. I tried registering just one finger multiple times. I tried registering multiple fingers, but for the most part, I feel like I always have to press it a few times just to unlock it the way that I want. Most of the time I end up just using the pattern or some type of pin code anyways. I wish it had like the face unlock on this one as well, just to have another option, but they did not even include that, which is a shame. Hopefully the next version they'll at least put in the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, and it's definitely going to put the pixel over the edge there. But this is probably the most annoying part about this phone. And with Android 12, I pretty much got used to all the gestures that you can use as navigating around. Swiping from the bottom goes to the home and the edges go backward. I think it's pretty nice. I've been using Samsung phones a lot in the past, and I've always switched back to the standard home button back in recent menu at the bottom, but I got used to the gestures at this point. The only downfall about gestures, if you're playing certain games and you need to swipe from the bottom of the screen or something like that, you might end up going home by accident, so that can be a little bit annoying. So you gotta be a little bit careful how you swipe your phone if you're playing certain games or using certain apps. 120 gigabyte is a little bit of a disappointment, but that seems to be the standard these days. I mean, you can always pay for more, but I always tend to go for the standard model. I feel like if I gotta pay for more storage, I wish I had like a micro SD option or something, but that don't seem to be coming back anytime soon. This phone definitely froze on me a couple times as well. It would become randomly unusable for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I try to press every button to try and reset it. Eventually it works itself out. I don't know, it's a little bit of a weird quirk, but it does happen with pretty much every phone I've used as well. I've experienced similar issues on Samsung and even iPhones. Not a huge deal, but just worth bringing up. Hopefully it's just not a me problem, but I do find a way to push these phones over the edge somehow every now and then. I don't like how the always on display, you're pretty much just stuck with one standard option. If you have notification, the clock is just going to be in the top left. If you don't, it's just a giant clock in the middle. I like how Samsung offer you different customization colors. You can put GIFs, pictures. This one, I mean, I don't customize it that often, but I do like that option whenever I do feel like it. So a little bit of a lost opportunity there. And last but not least, I wish I had some kind of toggle or something that I can put the phone on do not disturb mode, versus having to swipe down and turning on that option to kind of silent the phone. That's always like a nice feature that iPhones have, just a nice little click, you can just turn it off without even thinking about it. But yeah, there you have it. Those are my favorite things that I do like and do not like about the phone. Let me know what you think about the Google Pixel 6, and if you still would be planning on getting it in 2022, or you're gonna wait it out for the Galaxy S series and any of the other exciting phones that will be releasing. For me personally, I think $600 is a great price target. And if I were to recommend one phone to most average consumers, it might be this one if you want to test out Android. If not, can't really go wrong with the safe Apple ecosystem. Samsung phone are typically full of features and fun to use as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.